Welcome to What's Happening in Miami County. Here's your hosts, Don Smith and Bill Cartwright.
Hello, I'm Don Smith.
And I'm Bill Cartwright.
And welcome to our program.
And this is August 7th, 2024. Remember, it's channel 5 at 6 or YouTube.
That's really a good idea. You know, somebody just told me that this is like historical.
Yeah,
They
I
said
heard that.
100 years from now, somebody's going to watch that and they'll know stuff.
And they'll get a good laugh.
Yeah, or they'll think, it's a good thing they're not around anymore. Yeah. Okay, well, anyhow. So what have you been doing lately?
Well, we had an exciting time this last Saturday. We celebrated my youngest grandson's birthday. He turned 17.
Which happens to be my godson.
That's exactly right. So, and you were there at the party also.
I was. Oh,
and
boy.
it was a lot of fun. But we also have done, and you were here also, and you're probably going to talk some about it, is the dedication of the Mills Brothers Memorial. That was
Not memorial, mural.
mural, I meant.
Yeah, the memorial was quite a while
Yeah,
back.
quite a while back. The mural, which was a really fun event, and very excited to see some relatives of the Mills Brothers that were there. So that's basically what we've been doing, and besides going to church and doing that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So
The regular stuff.
the regular stuff.
Mowing the grass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
in the heat.
But the Friday night, though, a week ago, there was the tribute concert at the Crooked Handle.
Yes.
And a group of former high school students did a fundraiser, and the money was to go to the junior high music program.
Yep.
And I thought that was really a good thing, and it was
Yep.
at the Crooked Handle.
Right.
And that was really good. I found out that they did, and I don't know exactly how much money was taken in, but somebody told me, and this is only hearsay, we're gossiping now,
Yeah.
that it was over $10,000 they collected.
Oh wow,
So that would be a really, really great thing
That is,
that
yeah.
group did. It was quite crowded,
Yes,
and
it
it was
was.
somewhat difficult to hear because of the amount of people that were
Exactly.
there. But it was a neat thing. And then the next day, on Saturday, last Saturday, the first official event inside the Block 9 Pavilion. And there were 3 bands there, and they performed admirably, and there was quite a crowd there for that too. So it was a really good weekend as far as those 2 events. And then we did another event too, because the Mills Brothers mural was dedicated.
Right.
And that was the cool part where you said, 2 members of the Mills, actually, I think there was 3
Three,
members
actually, yes,
of the
there was
Mills
3.
family had come. And I didn't realize there were 4 boys and 3 girls.
Yeah.
And the girls were non-singers, but the boys were the singers. But one of the daughters then had a daughter who was at this dedication.
Function, yeah.
And she was in her 90s. Really pleasant lady. We really had an interesting conversation with her. It was a great thing. Then we had, you were here too, Doug Stillwell from Friends of the Library, retired from the board of the Friends of the Library. And just between us, the people that are Friends of the Library, that little committee of ours, they're partiers.
Yes,
so
they
anytime there's a need for somebody to retire, we have an event.
We have a party, yeah.
Yeah, we had a party, and
Why not, right?
We ate cake and drank beer and stuff. It was kind of a fun thing, and Doug has been a strong part of our membership there for a long time. So I don't think we're leaving him retire. We're just going to call him in periodically to help us with things, because he's really a nice guy, does a good job, and has been an integral part of the group for quite a long time.
And a lot of fun.
Yep. Then you and I and our wives, who I think was kind of against their best wishes, they didn't really want to do it, but afterwards we got accolades afterwards.
Yes, we did.
Because we went to West Milton, and we went down there for dinner. And we had dinner at the Pearson House.
Pearson House, which is very nice.
Yes. Sometime we should do the history, because it was a hotel,
Yeah.
And it still has some of the original ceilings in it.
Which are beautiful.
Which are metal and just a really nice place.
Yeah.
And we had some really good stuff there, and they were serving ribs as a special, and it was just really great. But I did my usual thing. I had mush. Nobody likes it. Most people don't seem to like mush. By the way, I promised you mush, so I brought you some.
Oh, good.
Right, here you go.
Oh, thank
So
you.
you can take that home and you can cook that up and see if you like that much. So anyway,
I'm sure I will.
we did that, and then instead of having pie, you know, they're noted for pie
Yes.
at the Pearson House. 'Cause
Yes.
I read that. That's how I know.
Yes,
Anyway,
I read the same thing.
so they were ready to have, I mean, you know, we would like to have had pie, but we also knew that the Firehouse was selling Fair waffles.
Just down the road.
And you're a waffle connoisseur because you used
Yes,
to cook
I used to
and
cook
make
waffles.
Fair
Yes,
waffles.
and boy.
So I guess they're called, I don't even know what they're called. I call them Fair waffles because that's about the only place I could ever get them.
Right.
But anyway, we drove on down the street to the Firehouse and we had those Fair waffles. And you know, they've been doing that since the mid-50s, I think.
Yeah, and they do it every Friday.
Yeah, it's on your group, isn't it?
Yeah, it's every Friday for the summer, I think. I'm not sure
I
how
think it
long.
goes maybe through September even.
Maybe even through September.
But they
yeah.
were the nicest guys working, and we had our waffles. Oh
Yes.
boy, 4 waffles for $4. I thought that was the best deal, and I thought, oh, they're going to be cold, and they're going to be this.
They weren't.
They were
Ooh.
warm. They were delicious, and we really
Now,
enjoyed
there was a little too much powdered sugar on them for my liking. But
Well, you don't like
nobody else seemed to mind it.
No, I just wear white clothes.
Yeah.
Because you're going to wear the powdered sugar anyhow.
Which we did.
So anyway, but they were really good, and I encourage anybody who's watching to go down there to
Yes.
the Firehouse in West Milton
Yeah.
and get those Fair waffles.
And
It's
help
six-
support them. And
Yep, 6 to 9
yep,
on Friday nights. And there was not a line, but a continuous group of people buying.
always coming. Yes.
Yep, all the
Yep.
way through it. So there was a lot of people who knew more about it than we did, and my wife made a mistake. We had 2 waffles each, you know, because there's 4 in a bag. So I had my 2 like immediately, and she had 1. She got home, there was 1 still in the bag,
Uh-oh.
and she took a couple of bites, and she went out of the room.
That's all it took, wasn't it, for
Yeah,
you?
pretty much. She goes, "Where'd the waffle go?" I don't know. It's gone.
It's
So
in my
anyway-
belly.
So I had 2 in a part. So that was really good. We also had a family reunion. We did that last Saturday, and that was nice, but it's sad because back in the day we used to have 30 people, and it was a lot of our elders and family members, and now we're my wife and I are the oldest 2 people get there.
There you go.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
You know, but
Time
it
marches
was okay.
on.
We had a good time, and we were out by the pool at Alliston Manor because my nephew owns it, and that's where we continue to have them after we moved away from there.
I hear it was nice and cool by the
Oh
pool.
my gosh, it was never so hot in my life, and I had to pretend like I was having a good time, and it was hot.
You didn't get in the pool?
No, I didn't get in the pool. I didn't even get in the pool when I owned the thing.
Oh,
So-
well, okay.
And then we went to Isaac's birthday party,
Yes,
and that
yes.
was a nice thing, and that was after that. And thank you, Cool family, for keeping us cool because we were in the house.
In the
It was
house,
a lot
that's right.
better there. And
Yeah,
then that's-
we had phone calls between Nikki and us saying, you are going to have it in the house because it was so hot out.
it was really hot.
Oh, it was.
But anyway, we're going to do, and then the next day, I had to go back to Alliston Manor because my nephew has 2, the cutest little girls, Kensley and Callie, and one's 2 and the other one is older, not much, but a little. And it was their birthday. They celebrate both birthdays at the same time.
And you were outside
So
again.
guess what? I'm out there again, and it's just as hot. I started in the shade, but the shade moved.
Yeah, I'm
And I
sure it
ended
did.
up hot.
Yeah.
But the food was delicious. So it was a nice
That's good.
event. And then Monday night, we went out to dinner with the family because we have family dinner out once a month. And this month we went to Three Joes. And the whole family, that's basically not a very large group because it's the 3 kids and their spouses. are invited to that event. And so we go to a different restaurant every month, and Three Joe's was this month. And then
Good place to eat.
it is very good. And then the neighborhood night out was our last thing, and that was on Tuesday, and it was a big event in the neighborhood, Caldwell, not Caldwell, Green Street and Downing, and a big whole hoo-ha there, which was really neat. So that's kind of what we did.
You had that already?
Yeah. This is Wednesday.
Where was I?
This is Wednesday.
Oh, it is.
It's actually
I'm
on Tuesday.
sorry. We're,
We're taping on Monday. The thing is on Wednesday. The whole
I'll wake up here in a minute.
that just killed the whole thing.
I know. Well,
Just ruined all the TV.
oh no.
The TV magic is ruined.
Oh my goodness! I was trying to be good too.
I know you were, and I just sitting here like, huh?
Oh well.
Because I'm supposed to go to that. Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
I went to that.
You went to that tomorrow.
Oh,
So
goodness.
anyway, well, you got to understand something if you're watching this program. We are not young, and we do get confused at times. That's just part of life, and I've learned.
And we're anything but professional.
Yes, and I learned to live with it. So there we go. But you've got activities to talk about, so go for it.
Yes, I do. Okay, so there's a lot going on in August in Miami County. We've got first one, of course, and the big one that's coming up very shortly is August 9th through the 15th is Miami County Fair, which it's always a good time. And if you like 4-H and support the 4-H kids that are out there, showing livestock, or whether it's sewing, or there's all kinds of different levels of 4-H.
There's a lot of difference between livestock and sewing.
Well, I know, but but that's just it. 4-H
Everything.
covers a lot of things. So cooking, even all that kind of stuff. So yeah, but it's good to go out and support those kids and all. And plus, it's just a lot of fun. Good fair food, which
Now-
is usually.
AJ has asked us to go to the fair and do an extra program. Now, we don't know for sure today, Wednesday, whether we're going to be doing that, but we're anticipating doing that on Saturday.
On Saturday,
That'd be kind of
possibly,
fun.
yes.
If we're out there, if we happen to be out there on Saturday and you see us, come up and talk to us and say hi, so that we know that somebody's watching this program.
And I'm thinking possibly my one nephew's son is showing his pigs that day,
pigs.
possibly.
Pigs,
Yes.
ham. Oh boy,
Well,
I like ham.
On the hoof, but yeah. Anyway, that's coming up, and that's, like I said, that's always a fun time. And then the Fridays on Prouty concert. This is with Darren Bell Smooth Jazz Band, and I like me some jazz.
Me too.
That's fun. But that's August 9th, 7:30 to 9, in downtown Troy, of course, and all that. And I believe this might be one of the last concerts on Prouty
Really?
for this year. I thought I read that somewhere in here, but anyway. But this is Darren Bell. They'll have outstanding band, features a rhythm section made up of drums, electronic percussion, bass, as well as electric guitar, 2 keyboard players, saxophone, flute, and some amazing vocalists, bringing a new level to what you know about smooth, funky jazz.
Oh boy.
I like my jazz. I do. I really do. So
I do
anyway,
too. I play it at home.
yeah, this will be, like I said, this will be 7:30, starts Friday, August 9th, at the Prouty concert venue in downtown Troy, there in the square. It ought to be a really, really good time. And then, of course, again in Troy, Cherry Street Farmers Market, this August 10th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And of course, this is a good time to go to farmers markets because produce is starting to come in locally, and so it's usually pretty good stuff. So that would be something to do and get your fresh produce. And then also on Saturday, From 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., it's at the Piqua Center. It's the vendor show, open 9 to 4, like I said. So you might want to go out there and check that out. That'll be good too. And then at the Mayflower in Troy, that's the A.M. Scott Distillery, 9 West Main Street in Troy. They're doing what's called Cider and Gelato Flight Night. And it's a joint collaboration between Farmhouse Bakery and 21 Barrels Hard Cider and Wine on Tuesday, August 13th. But it ought to be, all participants will receive a sampling of 4 summer and fall cider flavors, including caramel apple, peach Bellini, raspberry lemon, and blood orange. Sounds intriguing. I don't know how that cider, I don't know how you get it to taste that way, but you never know. So anyway, it ought to be a lot of fun. And there again, if you're interested in participating, you sign up at, and I'm going to say this, and it just goes on, but it's https anyway, sevn.ly/xhpwvjuz. That is a mouthful, but I'm sure if you contact the Mayflower, they can set you straight of what to do on that. And then also at the Mayflower, this is on August 14th, this is Cocktail Jargon with Jake. As you know, we've plugged this several other times. This is part 3, and this is Buck's Fizz. And so there's different cocktails that he introduces you to, and it can be a lot of fun. But there again, you sign up. You need to sign up or go to the Mayflower and sign up there. But that's like I said, that's August 14th, 6:30 to 8 p.m. And then there's Thursdays in West Milton. That's coming up August 15th, downtown West Milton. And there again, it's, the stores are open, the craft vendors are there, food trucks, and a lot of the stores stay open late just for this event. So that's the third Thursday in West Milton, and that's August 15th. And then, this one I think is really different. It's Curiosities and Oddities, Unmasking the Bizarre Side of the 19th Century. Now this is an event that's happening at Johnson Farm and Indian Agency. And what it is, and I'm going to read this because this would be an interesting one. Explore the unseen aspects behind the illusion of cleanliness and order in 19th century dress and hygiene at Johnson Farm, an Indian Agency. Meet the other side as we look at the individuals and the processes essential to creating this captivating image. Prepare to be disgusted. So I'm thinking they weren't as all clean as they looked to be. So anyway, for that, the site admission, but that ought to be a lot of fun to find out some of those little secrets that they had. And then again, Cherry Street Farmers Market, again, it's August 17th, downtown Troy. And it's the same as the other one that I just mentioned.
We have those in Piqua too, and they're on Thursdays.
They're on Thursdays, every
3 to 6, I think.
Every Thursdays, 3 to 6 in downtown Piqua. And that's all I got right now. I'll have more later.
Well, you were talking about that cider earlier and all those different flavors.
Yes.
Well, I was on a trip and we went to a farm, and it was a cider farm. And I thought, oh, I like ciders,
Mm-hmm.
So I went out there, and we were all out there, and they said, would you like a sample? I didn't know it was alcohol.
It's hard cider.
It's really hard.
Yes.
It was hard. Oh boy, it makes you pucker. It was,
Yes.
But it was really good, it was a new learning for me, because I always thought of cider as the apple cider. You squeeze it in
Right.
the fall and have good apple
If
cider.
you leave it sit for a while, it gets
Or
alcohol.
if you drink it real quick, you end up going to the bathroom quite a bit.
But yeah, that can happen too if you drink too much.
Yeah. So anyway, I just thought about that when you were talking about the ciders in there. And I wrote down about the vendor show because I want to go back to that again.
Yes.
But anyway, I thought we might do a little history lesson now. It's time to talk about history. And we've got, we're going to talk about the Aldine Covered Bridge. Now, the Covered Bridge is a historic landmark, national historic landmark, and it was designated as such in 2017. Now, it's been there a lot longer than that, but it finally got designation in 2017. Clear back in the day, in about 1860, the commissioners for the county hired James and William Hamilton, probably Jim and Bill, and to build the bridge. And the first thing they had to do was put in foundation.
Right.
So the foundation was $1,337. That's the stonework that holds the bridge up. So they had to do that first, and that's the price of it back then. Think about multiplying that out for today.
Yeah.
And then the structure itself, the bridge itself, was $2,632. And it was a wood span bridge over the Great Miami River. So it was a really impressive thing. And the reason they built that was because there was a mill on one side of the river, and there was a lot of stuff to be milled on the other side of the river, and they had to get it across. So they built a bridge. Now, the thing about that is, if you think about it, a bridge requires, a wagon full of whatever they're going to mill, which is probably wheat, is going to be really heavy. So the bridge was built in a unique way. There's not very many of them left anymore, but the bridge was used because the mill at the time was called Allen's Mill, and it later became the Aldine Mill. And the bypass, now you don't go through the bridge unless you want to. You can go through the wood bridge, but there's also a bypass, and that was put in 1963. The bridge spans, believe it or not, 222 feet. That's a long way.
It's a long bridge.
To build something in wood. I mean, look how long it's taken them to build that bridge they're doing right now, 25A across. And so, and this bridge is on 25A, kind of on 25A down there at Aldine.
Right.
But the interesting thing is it's called a long truss bridge. And it's interesting because it's the first scientific design for a bridge. And the gentleman who did the design, his name is Colonel Stephen Long. Now, he did a lot of stuff. He invented things, he was an explorer, and he was an engineer. And as an engineer, he was asked to do bridges for trains back then. Well, trains are heavy, so he had to come up with a plan. So he came up with this long truss plan, and so this bridge that we have in our county is one of very few that are long truss bridges. And I think that's a really interesting, and it's way more sturdy, a very strong bridge, and it's economically inexpensive compared to other forms. So the bridge truss system was patented by Mr. Long, and now they're called the Long Bridge. But anyway, there's another bridge in Miami County as well. Did you know that? There's two.
I'm trying to think where it would be.
Fletcher. It's in Fletcher.
Is it really?
The other bridge is in Fletcher. It says so on this paper. So, and I did look that up, but there's not much information about it.
So I don't remember seeing any bridge in Fletcher.
Well, I think you have to go off the side road past the cemetery, and there's a bridge over there somewhere. I don't know. We'll look next time we go to
look
Fletcher.
next time, yes.
And we're going to do that next
Well,
week. Next show.
yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Next show, we're going to be in Fletcher, so just get ready.
Yep.
So that was the history. Now we got more events to do.
Okay. Oh, yes. Yeah, okay.
That's your turn.
Yeah, my turn. Okay, so this is, and this is a really nice event. It's put on by Ohio Hospice of Miami County, and it's called 2024 Butterfly Release. And it's in memory of remembering and honoring people who have touched our lives and live on in memories. And it says, after a brief program including music, participants will release butterflies in memory of loved ones. If you're unable to attend the event, butterflies requested will be released on your behalf. So this will be Saturday, August 17th. The registration starts at 10:30 a.m. The program begins at 11, and it's going to be at Ohio Hospice of Miami County, 3230 North County Road 25A, Troy. And the cost is, the butterflies are $20 each. And there are some sponsorship opportunities are available. And net proceeds of the butterfly release benefit Ohio's Hospice in Miami County Patient Care and Services. So to register online, you go to www.ohiohospice.org/events/OHMC-2024-butterfly-release. And you can also call 937-604-0495. And the registration deadline is Friday. Well, we're past the registration deadline, but I'm sure if you can call, something could be arranged. So, but anyway, that'll be a very nice
You
event.
know, we did butterflies one time for a wedding, and the bride's mom bought the butterflies, and they were all in individual boxes. It was beautiful. And we got all those boxes out, and we handed them out to all the guests, and they opened the boxes, and all the butterflies were dead. Yep, they were all dead. So we just threw the dead ones on the bride and groom as they walked down the aisle.
Yeah.
It was a little different.
Little different.
Yeah,
but
a little different. But
Okay.
anyway, I was thinking butterflies, I can't get
I
past
know,
it.
I know. Okay, so then this next one is, again, in West Milton. It's Rock the Hill in West Milton, and it's a free concert event at the Community Park in West Milton, Ohio. It's an annual Rock the Hill event in West Milton, 17th, from 4 to 10 p.m. And it's a free family event. There's 3 amazing live bands will be there. Beer and wine tent, food trucks, kids inflatable area and playgrounds. But they also want you to bring your own lawn chair or blankets. So that should be a good fun. Didn't say what the 3 bands were, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of fun. So that's it.
West Milton is a happening place all of a
It
sudden.
is, yeah, West Milton. There's a
All
lot
kinds of
going on. It's August 17th. And then a ticket to the show is a history of the Mayflower Theater. There's a lot goes on at the Mayflower Theater in Troy.
We know a lot of drinking.
Which is, well, yeah, a lot of drinking does because it's Scott Distillery. But anyway, there's going to be from the Troy Local History Library, we'll give a rundown of the 1928 theater's history. There's been a lot of things in that. But you can make reservations. Please call the Mayflower at 937-759-8128. Or you can email the Mayflower events at scottsdistillery.com. So there again, that should be very interesting. And then a very dear friend gave this to me. And this is August 20th. This is a program on women in the Civil War, which ought to be really interesting. And it says the Miami County Historic and Genealogical Society will hold its next program, Women's Roles in the Civil War, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. August 20th at St. John's Lutheran Church. And historian and Civil War reenactor Shelley Schoen will share the many roles of women in the Civil War. The program is free and it's open to the public and requires no reservation. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can call 937-307-7142. Sounds like it'd be a very interesting event. And then we have another event at the Mayflower. Boy, they are really
busy.
Busy. This is Irresistible White Wines for Summer. I can think of a couple of people that would probably like this. But they'll have wines included from Hungary, France, Austria, Italy, and the USA. So, but you can make dinner reservations following the event at 7:30. But the event itself is from 6:30 to 7:30. But there'll be like I said, 4 different wines. So it should be, there again, should be a good time there at the Mayflower. There's a lot going on. So for more information, you can contact the Mayflower. And then again, at the Mayflower, it's called Midwest Dueling Pianos at the Mayflower, which ought to be a lot of fun.
Those are always good.
Yeah, those are always good. So the tickets will be, this will be a ticketed event with general admission seating, first come, first serve. In the theater and gallery, seatings will begin at 5:30 and 5:45 p.m. to ensure plenty of time to grab a cocktail or appetizer prior to the event. Limited tickets are available. Reserve your seat to the show. And there again, it's a huge.
Just look that up.
Yeah, you'll have to look that up at the Mayflower or go there to the Mayflower to register. And then this last event, Tour de Donut, Ohio. It's Ohio's largest one-day cycling event. The Tour de Donut is a unique bicycle event where your ability to eat donuts is just as important as your ability to ride your bicycle fast. So it's a mass start timed ride where riders visit donut stops and eat donuts. For each donut the rider eats during the ride and keeps down, they have 5 minutes deducted from their ride time. There are prizes in several classes and all that. So it sounds like it's just a lot of fun and you can eat a lot of good donuts.
We should be good at that one.
Yeah.
Put that on the calendar.
Yeah, well, yeah. The donut part, not so much the bicycle.
Oh, no.
But it's open for amateurs, triathletes, tourists, fitness riders, anybody.
Maybe motorbikes.
Anybody. Yeah, it'll just be a lot of fun. But all roads are open to traffic and all traffic rules must be obeyed. Roads are marked with large custom donut markers in several colors and some have sprinkles.
You're kidding.
So you do not get lost. So anyway, that'll be a lot of fun. But like I said, that's the website. I guess you'd go to the website for Tour de Donut. I'm sure you can find it.
On Miami County
and
website.
It's at Prouty Plaza, so it starts in the square there in Troy. So that ought to be a lot of fun. But that's the events I have, and there was probably a lot more, but I just,
Only got so
we
much
don't
time.
we don't have all
AJ
day.
will start looking at us cross-eyed if we talk too long.
That's right.
So, you were talking about the farmers markets, and I'm really excited about farmers markets because this is the time of the year, and I like to can stuff. And this is the time of the year when you can get all kinds of good produce and can it. So I brought you something. I was
A
thinking,
dead rat? Oh,
no, it's not a dead rat. This is a beet.
Oh, okay.
Well, the beets all have tails.
Yeah, I know.
See, it's a beet.
Yeah.
So when you take that home and give that to your wife, because she said she likes beets.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be interesting. You can report back next week about how that tasted.
Yes.
So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. So I brought
That
this
is,
for you
yeah.
too. You're really making out today. Look, you
I
got
am.
mush and beets.
Oh my gosh.
So you're good. But I thought we might do just a little bit of interesting stuff like trivia. I've got one that I think is kind of important. It was in 1782 that this started. Think about that. 1782. George Washington, as President of the United States, implemented this. And we still do it, and we're still honoring people by it. It's the Purple Heart.
Purple Heart. Yeah.
The Purple Heart was started in 1782 on August 7th, and we still, to this day, give out Purple Hearts and
Yep.
to veterans who have gone way above and beyond the call of duty there. So I thought that was kind of
Yeah.
cool to know that it started that far back.
That far back, yeah.
Because, and then we have, there is such a thing as the Olympics going on.
Yeah.
Now, I got to weigh in on that a little bit because I didn't like the opening ceremony personally. I'd like to hear of other people
I
who might.
didn't either.
Because I think if I bought a ticket to go to the opening ceremony and I'm sitting by the river and all I see is what's right in front of me and all this other stuff is going on all over the place, and then one of my family members said, well, they had big screens. Well, I can sit home with a big screen.
That's right.
So-
and a lot more comfort, probably.
Even a lot more comfort.
And less expensive.
I did like Celine Dion, though. I thought she did an amazing job singing, and of course, my favorite woman was on too, because it was just good. That part was good. I watched that. I watched the whole thing, and then decided I didn't care for it too much.
Well, I didn't watch the whole thing. I got about maybe halfway or 3/4 through it, and I went, "This is crazy." So I just shut it off.
Well, I'm going to tell you about the Olympics because back in the day, from 1912 until 1948, there were additional events that they do not have today.
Right?
You know what they were?
No, not
No
offhand.
idea, do you? Well, I didn't either till I looked it up. They awarded medals for music, for painting,
Oh wow!
for sculpture, and for architecture. Those were Olympic medals. I bet if you've got one of those Olympic medals at your house, you've got something pretty valuable
Yeah,
because they stopped doing that.
they don't do it now. Yeah.
Well, I was a year old when they quit. So that makes them pretty impressive. And then while I'm in Paris, my wife and I had the opportunity to go to, we saw the Eiffel Tower. And it's a pretty impressive thing. And I found out that it changes in the summertime, it's taller than in the wintertime.
Because of the heat.
I assume the
Expansion.
heat, yeah, because the steel or the
Expands.
iron expands, heats up and expands, and the whole thing gets bigger.
Yep.
So, and they say up to, believe this or not, 6 whole inches. It goes up to
That's a
6
lot.
inches taller.
Yeah.
Well, for something
But
like
it's a
that.
tall. Yeah, it's pretty tall.
And you know that, now back to the Olympics again, I thought sure there was going to be a fuse that would go all the way up there, and at the top of the Eiffel Tower would be the torch.
But no.
They didn't do that, no. Haven't seen the torch since the night they opened. But that's the way that goes. And then one more. You know the term raise a glass or raise a toast?
Yes.
Well, you know where it came from?
No.
Believe it or not, ancient Romans used to say that because they would drop a piece of toast in their wine for good health. So when you raised a toast, you had toast in your wine.
Oh, geez.
Think about our wine connoisseurs today and how much they would be interested in having toast in their wine.
Well, I
But
don't know why they did it for health back then, because a lot of the wine they drank had lead in it. So
Well, maybe the
I don't know
toast,
how that's healthy.
maybe the toast took that out.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's a little bit on the weird side, but that was a while back, ancient times,
Yep.
I wasn't there, so I can't discuss that too much.
Yeah. No.
Now, you're supposed to ask me now whether I have any birthdays.
Well, if you don't, I do.
Oh gosh, you don't. Oh crap.
Yes, I have a birthday. Go ahead. Do you have a birthday?
I got one. 'Cause,
Okay.
Now, don't be getting these obscure ones. I always try to get one everybody knows.
No, you should know these two that I.
Oh, I'll bet I don't, but that's okay. I'm really bad at this, we're going to talk about David Duchovny.
Yep.
He's everything,
X-Files.
He's X-Files. But it's amazing to me because he has he has 2 degrees from universities. He has a Bachelor of Arts in English Literature
Okay.
and a Master of Arts in English Literature. Can you imagine? That's that's a big deal. And guess what? The bachelors came from Princeton,
Okay.
and the masters came from Yale.
Wow.
So there's nothing to sneeze at there. And you already said he was Fox Mulder, wasn't he?
Yeah.
On FBI?
Mhm. On X-Files.
Agent, yeah, agent on FBI, on X-Files.
X-Files.
And Hank Moody in Californication. I don't know what that is. Sounds like I shouldn't be talking
Yeah,
about
I
it.
gotta say, sounds a little iffy there.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. I can't
Okay,
help it.
all right.
And he had lots of other credits. So how old do you think he is?
I would say he's 52. Yeah, well, I figured that. He's probably like 60 or something.
Or 64?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Now see, he looks good for 64.
Well, what picture did you see? This picture, he looks younger.
oh, well, that could
was
be
probably taken about 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
probably was.
So anyway, that's it for what I had available.
right.
There weren't many birthdays that were, I mean, they were obscure if they weren't.
No, these aren't that obscure.
Where are you getting your information? I gotta watch this.
Okay,
I'm losing
so
control
the
here.
first one, yeah, the first one, he was born Carl Dean Schweitzer. Okay, and you don't have to guess how old they
Schweitzer.
are. You don't have to
No,
guess.
because I gotta try to figure out who it is. I don't-
Okay, well, yeah, okay. I could say one word and you'd know right away.
Oh, don't be sure.
But he died in January 21 of 1959. He was born 1927. He had a very good run as a star.
Jimmy.
No.
Well, it should be.
Okay. No. So anyway, I'm going to say his middle name, and you'll know exactly.
No, I won't, but that's all right. Go
Okay.
ahead.
It was Carl Alfalfa Schweitzer.
Oh, was it Alfalfa?
Yes.
On the Little Rascals.
On the Little Rascals.
Well, I
Yeah.
bet he's old. He's
Well, no, he's
he
dead.
took a reward. Right?
Yeah, he's dead. Matter of fact, he was killed.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was shot. They were arguing over money or something, I don't know, in
Well,
Hollywood.
he was such a
house.
cute kid.
He was. Okay. Now, this next one, as soon as I tell you her real name,
Oh, you go again.
yeah, you know,
Putting the pressure on.
Margaretha Gertruda Zella. She was born August 7th, 1876. Okay, and she died October 15th, 1917.
Well, I wasn't there.
She would, no, you weren't. She was an exotic dancer.
Mata Hari.
You got it. See?
Oh!
Hey, no bell for you.
That's exciting. I need a double bell. I never get one.
That's exactly who it is, Mata Hari. She, but
Oh, she was. Oh,
She was-
We shouldn't
she-
be talking about her. He told us we aren't talking about that kind of stuff.
well, yeah. Well, do you know how she died?
Dancing.
No, firing squad.
Oh,
Because the French said she was a spy for the Germans. So,
she was.
but a lot of them said it was all trumped up. A lot of what I've read said they didn't present any real evidence and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, so maybe she was, maybe she wasn't, but she still got shot by a firing squad. So, but those are the two birthdays. I just thought those.
well, you know, Mata Hari. She was. Yeah, I thought she was a spy, and she was an exotic dancer.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how exotic, because today's exotic was different than back then.
Oh, I think towards the end she.
Really exotic?
Yeah, rather loose.
Well, we need to find some pictures. Okay.
Well,
So anyway, Bill, wrap it
bring
up.
it. Oh, okay. Well, again, the next program's going to be August 21st on Channel 5 at 6, or you can email and YouTube. Yeah, you can see it on YouTube. But send us information. Send us what you like, what you don't like, and all that. It's AJ Ganger, yeah, at what is it? .org.
I don't know. AJ, what's the...
All right, he's going to put
It's
that
gonna
on
be
the screen.
By the way,
So-
we need to tell them straight up too. You got to come to the next program because we got some really cool stuff going on.
Yes.
On the next program, we're going out of the studio again, but we're going to start in the studio, but we're not driving it because it's too far. But we're going to go on a long trip, and we're going to have a cooking show.
Yes.
We're going to somebody's house. We're going to knock on the door and ask them what they're cooking. And then we're going to get a recipe out of that whole deal.
Yep.
So watch the next program for that.
Yep.
Keep going.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's I'm looking forward to the next time too. So I'm Bill Cartwright.
And I'm Don Smith. Thanks for watching. Until next time, what's happening in Miami County?
So you didn't want a watermelon rind, huh? A beet? Mm-hmm. Lordy, that's a big beet.
That's not going to talk about it, maybe.
And the beat goes on. Yeah. And on and on.
Isn't that a big one? I carried it around like this. Somebody thought I
Looks
was
like a dead rat.
That's a prop in case we need time.